girlfriend or the thing.
No, she was the one who got me the pillow. It was
Oh, that's so sweet, man. Should we like? Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, my name is Uzair. I'm a first-year student at Amsterdam University College. I'm focusing on mathematics, information, and economics.
Cool. Nice. Yeah. Hi, I'm Lawrence. I'm also a student at Amsterdam University College, and I'm studying economics with programming.
Are you studying programming though?
I mean, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't really matter what we do like right now with our courses, as long as like, I mean, you're not doing programming as a major, but you're still like doing so much more programming than a lot of like computer science students are.
Yeah.
Because you're doing like online courses and stuff, right? So yeah, I feel like college, it's like necessary for like the degree and stuff, and can provide you like the direction, like an organized structure. But I guess the actual acquisition of knowledge, it depends on you. Like you can get it from anywhere.
Right. Like I think it's important to know what are you trying to get out of college. You know, like for me, it's not really about just getting that degree to get a job. It's about the stuff I actually learn, which I feel like surprisingly that's not the same thing for a lot of people. Most people, it is just like, get my degree, that's it, like done.
Yeah, I feel like that's like such a, I don't know, like the degree is the last thing I care about. I want to like find my passion and stuff, and I want to like become a better human.
Yeah.
And I guess like college, that's what college is for me. You know, just like trying different things out, trying new things out, meeting new people. That's important, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So like, I guess like college is like an organized institution that helps me to do all of that. But like within that, I'm not dependent on the institution. It's like just that institution is helping me out in a way.
I know. I feel like, a lot of people, they just let their college years just kind of like slip into one, right?
Yeah.
And like the problem is that, I don't know, like college is the time where you're most alive, you're most creative, you're in such a good like young dynamic place, with all of these new people, and it's like you should be making the most out of it,
Exactly. Like you're never gonna get these years back, just like make the most out of it, like professionally, socially as well. So like you can have fun. Like I want to have fun in college, but at the same time you should also make the most out of the resources that a college has to offer.
Right.
Because like after this there's once college is over, if you don't do like a master's program or something, no one is going to sit down and explain things to you. You're not going to have assignments like you have to submit like essays and stuff.
Yeah.
So just make the most out of it right now. Learn the most you can.
Exactly. I mean, you're looking at like a college now or like university, depending where you're from, and you're looking at it, and it's like basically it's like a Silicon Valley tech bubble. Yeah. University is this perfect environment where you have young people, you have creatives, you have academics, you have people who have skills in web design, photography, whatever. And you have all of these people in just one group. You have all of these societies, all of these clubs. It's like the perfect storm for great ideas.
For sure, man.
It's like there's no, like there is a reason why you have so many college dropouts. Like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg. Like the whole point is not that education wasn't for them. It was that they were in this perfect storm to create the perfect ideas. And then once they got them ideas, they didn't need to continue anymore. Like they got what they came for.
Yeah, I feel like that's such a good way of thinking about it. Because like in this environment, like there's nothing stopping you. No one is gonna judge you, right? Everyone else is a student. So just like do whatever you want, and like you have like the perfect resources. You have the people you need.
Yeah.
Like you're never gonna have these like this situation like the perfect, I don't know. Let's say like, I don't know, the perfect scenario ever again, where you can just like have the right people, the right resources, the right opportunities, and also so much time. We have so much time.
Exactly.
And like college, I feel like it's sometimes an excuse where like it's like basically buying us time. Because if you were just like sit 3 years alone, right, it would be like a waste of time. But now we're getting a degree, but we also have a lot of free time, so we can kind of make the most out of that time.
Yeah, I feel like you get two people who come out of college. You get the people who come out and they just have the degree, and you have the people who have been trying all these new things, you've been learning new skills, you've been getting work experience and doing all of these other things on the side. And it's like you can either use college as 3 years of you going, I don't want to think about what I'm going to do in the future, or you can use college going, you know what, I'm going to decide what I want to do, and by the time I get out of college, I'm going to be straight into it. I'm going to be so ready.
Like you can use college as like there's something that comes in the way, or you can use college as like a road to which your goals actually are.
Right.
That makes that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, if you really think about it, like if you start thinking about what you want to do now and you start experimenting with what you want to do now, you're 3 years ahead of the person who doesn't start until after college.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yeah, but
yeah, I guess like that brings us to like what our goals really are.
Yeah.
So what do you want exactly from college, and what do you want to achieve short term and long term? So just to preface this, like Tim Ferriss's 4-hour work week, which is like a book we both swear by to some degree. Yeah, so it talks about like setting short term goals, goal setting as it's called. So like short term goals, so 6 month goals, and like 2 year goals, where you achieve what do you want to be. So you achieve like, let's see. Yeah, so there's like timelines. So you write the income you need in the 6 month timeline, and then you write who do you want to be, and the material wants. What do you want to do? Like what do you want to get? And thirdly, what do you want to be doing in those 6 months?
Yeah.
Right, by the end of those 6 months. And the same thing with the 2 years.
Exactly. I mean, this whole thing is just a useful exercise for thinking about what you want to do, because it's, like it's just useful to just list things down. Like, where do you want to be? Like, have you thought about it? Because I feel like most of us, we haven't even thought about what we want to do. Like, what would actually make us happy? What would actually make us money? Where, like, how and where and why. And,
so if you have like the clarity about what you want to do, then that makes it much easier to do the thing. Because if you don't know what you're going to do, then it's much like you're going to be confused about what you're doing, and you're more likely to quit, So it's better to have like the direction in which you want to go, and then like it's much easier to follow that direction, if it makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. So I've split my goals into what I want to do in the next 6 months, what I want to do by the time I graduate. So we're both first year students at the minute, so we've still got 2.5 years left. What I want to do in the next 5 years, what I want to do in the next 10 years. I feel like that's a reasonable thing, right?
That's actually much more comprehensive than I have done.
Yeah.
Because I've just done like the 6 month and 2 years timeline.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't have to be, you could literally have short term, long term, or short term, mid term, long term. It doesn't have to be that complicated. I think with me, I just like having like a date on it, and then it's just like I start writing the short term goal, and then I start going, oh, but I really want to do this, but not at the minute, and then I start having like a longer term, and I go, oh, but I still really want to do this, but I don't want to do it now, and then it just keeps like going back and back. And at the minute, so like a bit about me, I currently work as a marketing executive. But it's mainly just social media, website design, stuff like that. But I've been there for a while. And my problem is that I don't really want to do marketing. But I think marketing is so useful for everything, like starting a company.
Yeah.
But there's no point just doing marketing. Like I want to broaden my horizons. Like we said, college is for trying new things. And so I've been doing this for almost a year. So my plan is that after a year, I'm going to try something new. And I can say I've got my 1 year of marketing experience behind me, but then I can try something else, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Say like a bit about my personality, because like for me, I feel like I'm very creative, but it's very hard to hold my attention for a long period of time. So like I always get these great ideas, and I do try and follow through. So like I tried a photography business, I've tried a travel agent business, I've tried a vintage clothes business, but my problem is like the
pancakes.
Yeah, I have a pancake business, but it's just trying to stay like consistent with all of these ideas. So that's like something I need to work on, I think. But
yeah, but I guess like if you just try new things, one of them is gonna stick, Like not all of them you have to be consistent with all of them.
Yeah,
if you feel like it's not worth it, you can just drop and try something new. So I feel like there's nothing wrong with.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I do feel like one of the things I'm doing is I'm trying everything, and then eventually like hopefully I'll find something that.
Yeah, you need like 100 bad tries to like find the good one. Because if you don't don't try new things, then you won't like really find out which one's actually good,
Yeah. Right. So my short-term goals. So first thing is I want to get a new job. So March I'm going to be leaving my company, and I want to get another job, but I want to get something in data science, because this whole COVID thing, it got me thinking like what jobs are going to stay and what jobs are going to go, because like the whole economy is going to change, right? And I was thinking like you're looking at all these software companies like Amazon and stuff, and they're just going through the roof right now.
Yeah.
And like even though Amazon is not like they're not entirely software, they're in this new age tech bubble. And I feel like any kind of job like software development, web development, like these are timeless skills. Like they're gonna become more in demand and not less in demand.
Yeah.
So like one of my goals over the next 6 months is to teach myself programming, teach myself like data analytics, and then try and get some kind of basic entry level job in that.
Yeah, data science I feel like is so important, especially now, because like our world is like just everything is starting to be put online, and there needs to be a way to make sense of all that data, right?
Yeah.
And that's essentially what data scientists do. So I feel like it's a skill that's just gonna be more relevant as time comes.
Yeah. Right. So get a new job. I'd also like to try and free up some more of my time. I feel like I do a lot, and I don't know. I spend so much time like cooking for myself. Like as a uni student, I think you can sympathize. Like any kind of cooking, cleaning, doing groceries, and I feel like at the minute, like you have so many good services where you know you can get like meal automation and all of these things. It's just if I had more time, like I feel like I'd be able to spend it like wiser. You know.
Yeah.
So one of my goals is just cut some of my like time and efficiency. I think.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd also like to invest some money. So my goal at the minute is to invest 4,000 euros by the summer, because I feel like it's like a small amount, but it's like a starting amount, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once you take just literally like a couple of €100 off your expenses every month, over like it builds up, right?
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, I want to have 4,000 euros invested. I want to have hopefully, maybe not by the end of the year, but like 1,000 invested in Bitcoin. Like I think it's got potential.
Well, I don't see like how Bitcoin is like something really. I don't know, man. Like, I guess like Bitcoin is at its peak now. Do you feel like it's in a bubble, like it's gonna drop?
I mean, I think everything is at its peak until you know, like you look at Tesla at the minute, and they're still going up. Like they're at their peak now, but like if you haven't gone a month ahead, like.
But we've seen this with Bitcoin, but like 2 years ago, like there was a peak and everyone was investing. It was just like kept getting bigger and bigger, and like eventually it snapped. It went down to like 3,000 or 4,000, right? So do you feel like that's gonna happen again? Do you feel like this is permanent?
I mean, they snapped, like they already had that like peak and trough, and then they've had it again now. But if you look at the level, like by the time it levels out higher than when it was before. Like that's the key. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter if they have this massive like sharp spike where it goes up and then down, because as long as it's now higher than it was before, it's worth more, and it's got potential.
Okay, you know? But then why not just wait till like the lower point comes again, and then you can invest, because then when it goes up again, it's gonna go up.
Right? Yeah, I know.
So why do you want to invest now?
I mean, yeah, like over the next 6 months, like hopefully when the price is better. But you're right, like not like right this second.
That's true. I'm like so I'm 18. I just turned 18. I've just always been. I guess I haven't always been into like. It's like improving my life, productivity, like improving my financial stuff. But like over the holidays, I started to become more self-aware, and I figured I need more agency over my life. And I started like watching all these productivity YouTubers like Ali Abdal and like Thomas Frank and stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess that really helped, and like I've started like becoming more financially sound in a way. So now my goal right now I'm just a student. I'm just studying programming, but I'm also doing tutoring for a logic, information, and argumentation class, and I'm also like a calculus for economics tutor. I did that because I wanted like some side hustle, like in a way. I needed some way to like sustain myself and like earn some money. So that's the only reason I started doing that. And I hope like scale it to some degree at some point. Right. Which I feel like educational skills are like so scalable. You know, like right. Hopefully, like I wanna be rich. I wanna start a company. I wanna start a startup. That's my goal, hopefully, in life. But I also want to make sure that startup is providing some value to the people. You know, like so like maybe a social company to some degree. You know,
so like education like might be that. Is that
yeah, education. Yeah, because I feel like in education I want to start like one of those things like Khan Academy or something.
Yeah.
Where like you provide educational value to students, right? But then you're also like there you can also like do. I want to like, for example, with tutoring, I'm kind of learning like how it is on the ground level, like how teachers and like how tutors actually work, right? And then hopefully somewhere along the line, like what I'm thinking is that make a website or like a company which like essentially connects like a lot of tutors from different subjects online on the database, so like students can register and like they can get assigned a tutor, or maybe like have like videos online, and then people just sign up for the course, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and that way I also want to have like a thing, like a scholarship section where like people who can't afford to pay for it, you know, they get like free access to those courses or like free tutoring, you know. So that way I'm like creating impact and bringing value to people, making the world a better place, which is what I eventually want to do. But I'm also like making money.
That'd be really cool. Like if you had, like, I'm presuming it's like a subscription kind of service, right? Like Netflix or like anything else. But then you're also basically giving Netflix to people who who deserve it.
Exactly.
But in the education world.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like that's what I want to do. So the best way to like have a good understanding of how to scale a business is if you start from the bottom, right? A lot of people like start businesses which they have no idea what they're doing. But if I know what I'm doing with tutoring and I've been doing it for a while and I know other people who tutor, it gives me like a good base understanding and like a good ground level understanding of what's going on. So like I can then start managing what like on a higher level. So that's it for now. Okay, and so my 6 month timeline is what I've come up with. My 6 month timeline is like, so I've come up with like income I need by the end of 6 months, and I've set that goal to 600 euros a month. Right now, I'm earning around 300 to 400 a month.
Yep.
But so I want to get that to 600, which I feel like is very doable. It is doable, right? And the thing is, I'm very frugal, so I spend like only like one. Literally, just I was doing my budgeting the other day, and so I had 400 euros last month to spend.
Yeah.
On like food and like all these important things, and I literally spent 100 euros.
Nice.
And I felt like I was very like, I was being like very generous that month.
Yeah, like you don't feel like you were cutting out on
nothing. Like I feel like I don't really spend that much money on food and stuff because I'm not like the biggest foodie. I don't eat out that much. I don't spend like money on expensive things. But like the occasional, I'll buy something like expensive. I'll buy like a speaker or something because I feel like that's gonna last me for a while, right?
Yeah.
So I think of like 1 or 2 big purchases a month. But my general groceries and stuff, like those are very low.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing there. So I save up like 75% of my income anyways. And what I was thinking was like, now that money's just left, right? So I want to save some of it because I might need it to like maybe fund my startup, or like if I have any idea 3 years down the line, I want some money. Right. Or even if I don't have a startup, or if I start working at a company, I want that money as like maybe a deposit or down payment for a rental property. Yeah. You know? So it's always good to have some money. Yeah. Or maybe if I decide to do a master's program, I can like pay for that using this money.
Yeah, I mean, even coming out of university in a plus, like in a profit is like so much better than coming out without one.
Exactly, right? So I want to save up that money, but also I also want to invest some of it. So so what I was thinking was I'll invest 50% of the money I have, or more like 60%, and like 40% I'll save it up and keep it in like a bank account, right? So out of the 600, I was thinking like around 350 euros a month I'll invest.
Yep.
And like 250 I'll save up. So by the end of college, I have a decent amount of cash, around 3,000 or 4,000, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I guess it's a lot more than that, honestly. Like, let's have a look.
I mean, this is what? This is over the next 6 months?
No, I mean,
or like next year kind of thing.
It's kind of like so my goals, right? My 6 month goals.
Yeah.
Are actually connected to my 2 year goals.
Okay.
So they're the same. But like my 6 month goals are like the first step towards achieving my 2 year goals, right?
So it's like start.
It's like the first step. Now. Yeah, it's the first step, and the next step is going to be like a bit higher. So I'm going to increase the goals a little bit, but they're still like the end goal is the same.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. To save money by the end, find my passion, right? Yeah. Become the person I want to be, essentially. Very general, but I guess it's specific in my head. Yeah. So 250 into 36. So I want to. So like by saving 250 a month, I'll be having 9,000 euros in cash by the end of the 3 years, and then I want to be investing 350 in index funds essentially. Yeah. So I'm putting that in, and doing that, I guess like using a compound calculator, I've like come to figure out like around 20 or 25,000 euros.
Nice.
Which is a lot, right?
Yeah, and index funds.
Yeah, but like that I don't really consider as my money because I'm gonna be keeping it for the long term.
It's long-term savings.
Yeah, so like that's kind of I'm not thinking about it. So by the end of college, I want 9,000 in cash.
Yeah.
To either fund my startup, my master's program, or like as rent deposit.
Right.
So that's why I need the 600 euros, and then there's like a who do you want to be section. Essentially, what type of person do I want to be? So there's this idea of a person who I feel like is the best version of myself.
Right.
And that's who I want to be. And I guess having a good body, I guess like being fit.
Yeah.
That's important, definitely. Right?
I mean, for some people,
yeah, I guess I want to explore my artistic side more. You know, because I feel like I am quite artistic in a way. Like I enjoy music, and I feel like in a way it makes me happy. You know.
Yeah, like creatively.
Creatively. Yeah. So I want to explore that more. You know, try new things out, learn how to play the drums, for example, and stuff. Yeah. Um, I also want to become more adventurous. So I want to start taking more risks, and I want to start traveling more. I want to start doing those things more, right? So just explore the world more, essentially. Because I just don't want to make the most out of my college experience. I want to make the most out of my world experience in a way. So traveling as much as possible, learning all the skills that I can creatively and professionally. So that's one thing.
Well, I think in the same way, like that, like college is such a good environment for learning. Also, just anywhere in the world, I feel like any kind of new experience is going to trigger like all these new ideas and like creativity.
Exactly, right? Because like we only have so much of a life, and I guess I don't want to sound cliche, but I want to make the most out of it, right? I want to see the most I can, try all the new things I can, right? Make the most money I can, I guess. What you make this list is essentially you write the who do you want to be, right? Which is who you want to be at the end of 6 months, and then the doing section is what you're going to be doing to become the person you want to be. Yeah. Now is the actions. Right. Okay. So now it's learning the drums, learning film photography. Now that is how I become more creative, right? Oh, right. I see. Yeah, and then become good at kickboxing. That's how I become more fit. Yeah. Right. Learning how to drive, learning how to cook food. That is how I become more of an adult. Yeah. Essentially. I get it. Yeah, and then start like a YouTube channel and start a political blog. Now I'm doing what I want to do to achieve those material desires. Right. So that's how it's all connected. You see, like who you want to be, what are the tools and things that are necessary to become the person you want to be, and what you should be doing to become the person you want to be. Yeah. Okay, so that's my 6-month timeline. I get it. Alright, what about you? So now let's go on to like the long-term ones. I mean, yeah, I think yours is definitely blowing mine out of the water. I think my problem is that I just don't have, like my goals and ambitions, they change so much that like nailing it down to such detail for me, like it would never work, I don't think. I mean for me as well, like I don't know what I'm going to be doing at the end of 3 years, right? I can either be in a master's program, but in a general idea I have like, I want to be more self-aware, I want to be more professional. Like just trying all these things. True. So even if you don't know what you want to do, you can be like, oh, I want to try these things out. So it doesn't have to be specific. It just has to be specific in what you're going to do to achieve all those different things. I get it. Yeah, sure. I mean, okay, we're talking longer term now. We're talking like beyond graduation. Okay, right? Fine. So after I graduate, I definitely want to be able to do some public speaking. Like I want to have like a TED talk or something. I want to have an income of at least like 30,000 euros. I think that's a very doable sum, like especially coming out of university. Going beyond, I want it to come into that 100,000 realm. Yeah. You know, that's my goal, like ultimately. I want to have at least 50,000 in assets, maybe in like 5 years after I've graduated. Which I think is doable, especially with the compound interest, you know. Dude, honestly, I feel like you should be more ambitious there. You really? Yeah. Like 50,000, I'm sure like in 3 years, like if you're investing 4,000, you know, by the end of the summer, and then you're going to be investing like maybe 500 every month or 400 every month, you know, then by the end of like 3 years, you literally already have like 15 or 20,000. Yeah. And then you're compounding in like 1 or 2 years, you already have the 50,000. That's true, definitely. I mean, but the other thing as well is that like I'm not putting all of my money in investments and stuff, and obviously like the cost of living after uni is going to get a lot more expensive. That's true. Quicker, and especially like after tax and stuff. So like I want that 50,000 in like invested, but then I also want to have paid my deposit on my house. You know, I want to be in my first home by then. You know what I mean? So it's like all coming together. But I mean like less in terms of money. You know, I want to be able to, you know, I want to have like travel the world like extensively. You know, I want to be able to speak other languages. I want to be able to like understand what it's like to live in Asia, to live in Africa, to live in South America. You know, like all of these places. Like I haven't been to most continents. You know, that's true. I want to go there exactly and do all these things. Yeah, you want to make the most out of life, right? You want to see the world, what the world has to offer. Definitely. You know, and I think like another big one for me as well, which kind of like I think you see it when you travel the world, but like I want to be able to save lives. Like that's one thing for me. In 5 years' time, I want to be able to say that, you know, like I've had impact on people's lives. You know, even if it's just a few people, even if it's just like, I don't know, sorting out some problems in villages,
or improving people's financial situations or like anything. I just want to say that I've helped like people's lives. I think that's like it's such a fulfilling thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, again, I feel like we're both like very aligned in that way. Where like we want to make money and we want to like make the most out of life, right? But we also want to like make sure that our life has an impact, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no, I feel like life would be like so meaningless if we just like all our aim was to like live the best life that we can, make the most money we can, and die. I want to live a life of significance and create a better world. I guess that like making money and doing that should not be exclusive. Like, you can do that both together.
Exactly, like you can live a comfortable life and still help other people. Like, you don't have to, like exploit people in order to make lots of money. It doesn't have to be as cutthroat as that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think another thing as well, like by 2025, I want to have a job that I enjoy. Like the next 5 years, like, and after I graduate university, can be me experimenting and trying new things. But like by then, I'd like to say that when I look at myself, like I enjoy my job. I don't want to be like questioning like why am I doing this every morning.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I'm 25, I want to be able to be like, what, I actually enjoy this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's my goals are nowhere near as extensive as you. I mean, if we're looking like long term, a million euros like net worth. Like by the age of 30, I want to be a millionaire. I want to have started my own company. I want to employ people as well. I think it's just, I don't know, I just would take so much pride in the fact that like, I don't know, how, like being a leader, being part of a team.
Yeah.
I want to have kids. I want to, like, I mean, like I do though. Like I want to have kids. I want to have paid off my mortgage. And
mortgage.
Yeah.
But like you were talking about the other day, like isn't mortgage like 20 or 30-year thing?
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like,
do you want to pay it off early?
Yeah, I think like 10 years. I think I can pay a mortgage off.
Correct.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
The money's right.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's just get it out of the way.
Yeah, and also like the transition between having your first house and owning 2 houses is such like a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you live, like let's say you have a mortgage and it's on your own home, it's very like personal. Like if you can't pay that mortgage, that's it. That house is not yours.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you own that home, and like let's say you take out a second mortgage so that you have like a second property that like you rent out or something.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, like if that property is there, if it's not like it's another source of income, but it's not like your livelihood.
Yeah.
Like it's not the roof above your head.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like just paying off that first mortgage is just like clearing your name.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's quite liberating.
Yeah.
Like this is mine. Like even if I was like broke, I've still got a place.
Yeah, that makes sense. And also like now once you have like 2 houses, like you have a home, and now you have a steady income along with your home. You know? Yeah, it's like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I also agree with you on the fact that like you want to employ people and stuff, right? I feel like in the long term, I don't want to be working for someone.
No.
I guess I really enjoy the fact that I have the freedom to do whatever I want, and I don't want other people inhibiting what I can and telling me what I can or cannot do.
Yeah.
You know, it's not necessarily that I don't like taking orders. It's because that I feel like my ambitions are so big. Like I want to try new things out, and I want to scale whatever. And I don't want
you.
Yeah, that limits you. It creates like this ceiling which you can't go above.
Yeah.
But when you are the boss, then there's no ceiling. Yeah.
How about you, man? What have you got?
Alright, so again, my 2 years timeline is like really comprehensive because I'm one of these people who likes to have everything very organized. So even in my head, if I have a very organized and clear idea of what I want to do, I'm more happy and I'm more likely to be doing those things.
Right. Yeah.
I guess like my worst feeling is just like having a cluttered brain. Like not knowing what I'm doing. It's like even like not having an organized schedule, not having my goals set out.
Yeah.
Like it feels like almost like you don't have, you're kind of like handicapped, right?
Yeah.
It's like you can't do anything, right? When you have all that information, you can actually work towards it, and you have an exact idea of what you want to do, what you don't want to do, essentially. So for my 2 years timeline, in 2 years time, essentially, I want to be earning 1,000 euros a month. So that I feel like for a college student in his final year, 1,000 euros a month is a good amount.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this is part time, right?
Yeah.
So it's not even a full time.
Yeah. So 1,000 euros a month. And then again, like I said, my who do you want to be section now is like the same as my previous one, but it's like a few more things added on top of it.
Right.
Because it's the next step, right?
It's like more advanced.
Exactly. So it's like everything that was there before. So like, being fit, being adventurous, artistic, confident, um, but also like being a person who has, so in 2.5 years time, so in 3 years, I want to know what I'm going to be doing after college. So knowing what what I want to do in life, right?
Right.
So do I want to continue with my masters, right? Do I want to have my own startup? Do I want to be working for a company and then doing something else on the side? So basically, I want to have clarity on what my ambitions and like what my profession should be.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to come out and you want to like know where you're going.
Yeah, because now, yeah, exactly. Essentially, because like I said, if I know what I'm doing, then I'm more like, then I know exactly how to do it. Yeah. Essentially, right? Also, I wanna know what my goals are in terms of creating impact. Because now I always say I want to create impact and I want to bring value. But by the end of 2 years, by the end of college, I want to know how I'm going to be creating impact in my life, in other people's lives, and what exactly is that impact going to be.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So basically, by the end of the 3 years, I want to be the person who I want to be, kind of like an ideal version of myself, right? Yep. Which I guess is not always possible, but like at least I hope to be like a good version of, better version of myself, and I want to know what my plans for the next 20 years are.
Right.
What I should be achieving, what my goals are, what my ambitions are, right?
I mean, do you think that's a big step, like going from like 2 years to 20 years?
I feel like that, no, because I guess that's what college is for me, right? College is a way for me to find clarity about who I want to be for the rest of my life after this and what I want to be doing. So by the end of 3 years, I should have an idea of what I want to be doing in life and how I'm going to be achieving that. So what jobs am I going to have? Am I going to have a startup of my own? You know, yeah, and like how I'm going to create impact politically on people's lives. Am I going to be working at an NGO? Am I going to be a lawyer? Or am I gonna, I don't know, have, for example, a political show or something, or be a freaking politician? I don't know, like anything, like one of those things. So so right now I know I want to do these things, so I want to create impact, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. So by the end of 3 years, I want to know how I'm going to do it.
Right.
Exactly. So just narrow down on my goals more and more.
So it's almost like you know where you want to be, or like you know how. But then later on, it's like the whole doing aspect.
Yeah.
You want to know what you're gonna do.
Exactly. So I don't have all the ideas, like you said. Like, it's very hard to know. Like your goals and ambitions change so much. But in the overarching like element, like you said, like your goals and ambitions change. But like, what is the overall thing that all your goals and ambitions are about? A, making money, right? And B, creating impact. So now I know that is my goal. So everything I do from now on should be to fit. It's like a template. Just like make money and like have create impact. And now I want to fill that template with a concrete object.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
I get it.
So for your goals, you're saying you can't make it more comprehensive, right? So just make like, so maybe aim for not like specific things about what you want to do. Like I want to have a startup, not necessarily that, but like I want to create impact, you know?
Yeah.
And then in your doing section, write down all the different ways that you can do that. Maybe try law courses out, right? You know, try political science courses out, try a political podcast. So all of those fit in that overarching element of like creating impact.
Yeah, I think that's the thing for me. Like I focus less on like the doing part because I feel like throughout say a period of a couple of months, like I'll try all of these new things, and it's like some of them things are stuff that maybe a month ago like I didn't even think of, but like I wouldn't even picture myself doing.
Yeah.
But I think it's right. Like if I think about that more, then maybe I will be less sporadic, and I will actually like. I don't know. I have more time to like plan stuff through.
So like when these new ideas and stuff come along every month, right? You know that it's not just like your goals are changing drastically. It's like there are different ways of achieving that one final goal of making money.
Right. It's like there's more than one way to.
Exactly. It's like once your goal is your final step, right? And all of these new things that come along are not changes to your goal. They're essentially different like ways to achieve that goal.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you have these new ideas, it's not necessarily that your goals are changing.
Right.
Right. You're just finding how you're trying to find the concrete way to achieve those goals.
True.
Right?
That's true.
That's what even I want to be doing. I want to try different courses out and stuff. Like I don't know if I want to be a computer scientist, but I know I want to create impact. So I'm trying all these new things out. Like I'm trying my own like tutoring business. I want to try law courses out, computer science courses out, and now they're all actually ways for me to find by the end of 2 years exactly which one is perfect for me.
Right.
Whether I want to be a computer scientist, a lawyer, a politician, right?
And I mean, it might not just be one as well.
It might be anyone. It might be a mixture of them.
Yeah,
exactly. But so those are all like situations, like individual elements, which all I want to find the perfect combination of those elements at the end of the 3 years.
Right.
If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's my goal. Who I want to be now. That's who I was. So in material needs, it's everything that I had for my 6 months. So my material desires are now how I'm gonna achieve the things that I need to achieve the final goal.
Yeah.
Right. So the who I want to be person, right? Who I want to be, is going to require certain things and certain like tangible things which I need. So that's my material goals. So that is, I want to have 10,000 YouTube, 100,000 YouTube subscribers.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
I want to have 10 grand invested.
Yeah.
10,000. I want a Rhodes scholarship.
Yeah. Well, like, explain that a bit.
So a Rhodes scholarship is essentially like a scholarship to Oxford, which is it's given to like 100 people every year. So like there's a quota of people from each country who get a scholarship. So there'll be like 3 people from India.
It's 100 people total, right?
Yeah, 100 people total. So like it's not necessarily about like the scholarship itself. It's like it's so prestigious, like it's so competitive that like getting the scholarship is like not only like it would improve my like network like so much because now I have access to like this very like exclusive group of people.
Yeah.
But it would also like again if I decide to go in the academic field, it would be useful there because then like my masters and stuff would be like amazing,
Like it almost acts in a qualification.
Exactly. So if I decide to like my final goal is to work at a company, or if it's anything honestly, like if I want to do a master's program after this, then this concrete object is going to help me achieve that.
Right.
Essentially. So like I'm saying, so now I don't know if I want to do a master's, but if I want to do a master's,
you want to get
then I want to have this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I don't want to do a master's, then I want to have a deposit on a home. Okay. So you see, I'm doing all the different possibilities that can happen.
The different paths.
Exactly, it's different things, but they all come to one final goal. And I want to have I want to have invested. I want to have a deposit in a home. Or if I don't want to do that, if I want to start my own company, then I want to have my own startup legitimized. So I want to have like an official company.
Yeah, like a limited.
Limited with like a corporation and stuff. All of that. So those are my like tangible values, and I want, of course, an honors degree with a 4 GPA. Okay. Now I'm doing things, so now I know the tools I need to achieve my goals. I know who I want to be, and now I need to say what I'm going to be doing to achieve the who I want to be person.
Yeah.
Using those tools, using those tangible material things.
Right.
I want to travel 20 countries.
Yeah.
20 countries is a lot, but in 3 years, I feel like I can do it.
I feel like you can do that backpacking and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I can. 20 countries. I wanna. So I want to travel to 20 countries, and then I want to, like, for example, learn programming properly. So, like, if I decide to be a computer scientist, then I want to know everything about programming, data science, and stuff.
Right.
If I want to be a lawyer, then I want to learn all the law basics, and I should study for law school, which comes afterwards, right? So I want to study for the LSATs and stuff. And if I want to start a startup, then I should know like then I should have, I guess, learn how to make a company, how to start a company, essentially.
So you want to like master your field, basically.
Yeah,
whichever
exactly.
way you want to be.
Yeah, if I want to decide along the way what I want to do and what I should be doing to achieve that final goal, right? And then that's it.
Nice.
So now I have a good idea. Now you know what I want to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Very concrete, but yeah.
No, I like that.
Yeah, but I guess like your goals don't have to be this concrete. It's just for me, like I like having clarity.
Yeah.
If you feel like your goals, you don't have that much of an idea of what you want to do, just like it's fine. You know.
Yeah.
Just having some idea is good enough.
That's true. I think it's a personal thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not there is no like definitive like, oh, you need to have like this sorted out, you need to like sort your life out by this point. It's you know, it's like whatever you make of it, but like the whole point is just that you have a direction.
Exactly.
You know,
that's
you're
what
not
I'm
just
saying.
like wandering around in your like your college days. You know, you're building towards something.
Exactly, and the narrower your direction, the more you can walk on the road. Kind of like an analogy. If you don't know what road you're walking on, you know.
Yeah.
For example, if you have a narrow goal, if you don't know anything about your dreams and ambitions, then you can't just like walking around anywhere aimlessly. Exactly. Once you have a decent idea of what you want to do, right? So you have the general area in which you want to walk. So you can like, I'm walking east now.
Yeah.
And then like the more like concentrated and the more clear your goals and ambitions are, you know exactly which street to take.
Yeah.
And what directions you want to go.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess like for me, right now my goals are like quite narrow, right? Like I said. But I don't know exactly what I want to do, right? Yeah. So I guess as by the end of 3 years, I want to narrow down that road even more. So now it's like a general area, and I want to move to like which road exactly, which street I should be walking on.
Yeah.
Right?
I get that. That's fair enough.
But I guess there needs to be a starting point for everyone.
There always, yeah.
Yeah. Always. So you should always like, even if you don't think about it, just put your goals out there.
Yeah.
Goals and ambitions. Some direction is better than no direction at all.
Right. And it doesn't matter if the direction changes.
Yeah, exactly.
As well, like even in changing what you want to do.
Even if you drastically change your goals and ambition, if I like change like, I don't want to create impact now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine as well. You know.
And I mean, you've learned something.
Yeah, I learned something. Yeah, I learned that I don't want to create impact.
Exactly. Yeah. That's true.
Okay.
Right. I feel
like that's enough for today, man.
Yeah, I feel like that's it.
Yeah. So those were our goals. Yeah. So we'll see. Like, I mean, this necessarily is not just about for you guys to learn about how to like do goal setting and how like you should be concise and comprehensive, but it's also about for us.
Yeah.
To document like on our journey. So 2 years down the line, we look back at this video. Yeah. And then we see how much our goals have changed or how much of those goals have we achieved.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's for you and it's for us.
Yeah, it's like a building process for everybody here. Right? It's not just one person. But yeah, cool. Well, we'll leave it at that. See you later.
See you next episode. Bye.